Welcome to the Uzziah Show, where being young, black, and successful is celebrated. I am your host, Uzziah, your success strategist. And if you have any questions about business, your career, or your personal finances, then this is the show for you. Now, in 2013, I paid off over $95,000 in student loans 2 years after graduating from Baylor University. And since that time, I've become a best-selling author, a real estate investor, and entrepreneur. But I created this show to help you get to the next level. So as y'all are joining, make sure to leave me a comment. Let me know your name and what city that you're coming from, so that way I could give you a big shout out. Today, we're going to talk about how to have a productive week. I'm excited about this, y'all. This is going to be very valuable for a lot of y'all that are trying to do big things. I'm going to open up the phone lines. I'm going to get y'all camming up as always. And today is going to be a day where you can ask any question that you want on how to be more productive. As always, this show is to celebrate you. So if there is anything that you have accomplished recently, feel free to let us know. So that way we can give you a big shout out. We can give you a big congrats. We give you your 15 minutes of fame. And of course, if you want to have your business promoted on this platform for free, we'll talk about how to get that set up as well. We do it all here. All right. So before we get started with today's topic, I want to first point out a couple things. Y'all know every single show is filled with so much value, so much free games, so many lessons on how you can get to the next level in your life. But all I ask in return is for three things. Number one, no bad energy. We don't have to agree on everything. You don't have to always see eye to eye with everyone that joins. But make sure that you be respectful at all times. All right. Let's keep it respectful. Let's keep it positive. Let's make sure that we're giving the right representation for the world to see, because y'all know people be expecting us to cut up. Number two, keep the engagement flowing. Y'all know I don't like to be up here talking to myself. Thank you so much to my brother Chevis from Austin, Texas. Y'all see, I'm in weekend mode, y'all. I'm chilling. Usually I do these shows from Monday through Friday, but I wanted to do a weekend show for y'all because I thought that this would be very valuable to set you up for success. So we're just going to see how this Sunday show goes. And if y'all want me to keep it on, we'll do. Make sure y'all do like Chevis is doing. Leave me a comment. Let me know your name. Let me know your city. And as you're coming in, make sure that you smash that like button. Y'all know we got to keep these likes up. We got to keep the likes up above 50%. So that way YouTube will keep the show on. If we don't get enough likes, it tells YouTube that this show does not want to be seen. So let's make sure that we keep the likes up. Let's make sure that we spread the word. And of course, if you are enjoying the show, if you like what this has to offer, then please donate via Super Chat. You donating to this show helps to keep the show going, y'all. I don't know how long YouTube will allow this platform to go quite like it's going, because y'all know we get real, we get raw. So just make sure that while we're able to keep the show going, you keep the donations up. So that way we can invest in more resources and more tools to take the show to the next level. Now, for those of y'all that are just getting on, shout out to Ariel watching in Austin, Texas. Austin is in the house. All right. So if you're just getting on, and you're wondering how to super chat, the super chat is the dollar icon that's at the bottom of the live chat window. If you're watching this thing live, just click the dollar icon at the bottom of the live chat, and then that will set you up with a super chat for the show. It's important, y'all, that we invest in positive Black media. This is the only platform that focuses on positive Black male media centered around spiritual, financial, and communal development. And if we do not invest in ourselves, nobody else will. So let's keep the likes up. Let's keep the super chats up. Let's make sure that we're doing our part to communicate in here to keep the energy high. And last but not least, if you want your business to be featured on this show, send me an email at uzziah@blackmenscareer.com with all of the details that you want to see promoted. Give me your website. Give me what your business is about. Let me know how people can get in contact with you. And then I will promote your business on the very next show if it is a good fit. Y'all always know I talk about putting the Most High in everything that we do, how we have to have our godly aspect right when it comes to our worldly affairs. So as long as it is a good fit for the show, I will be sure to promote it. And we've promoted a lot of businesses thus far. We've promoted credit repair. We've promoted business, agricultural, farming, natural juice companies. The list goes on. If you want your business to get free promo on the show, then make sure that you send me an email at uzziah@blackmenscareer, and I will be sure to shout you out on the next episode. All right, so let's get into it, y'all. Welcome to the Uzziah Show. We're about to talk about how to have a productive week. How many of y'all want to accomplish more in your week? How many of y'all feel like there's never enough hours in a day to get things done? And you're watching this so you can figure out how to do that one extra thing. I need some comments. This show is going to walk you through how to have a productive week so that you can get more done in 1 week's time than most people get done in a month. No cap, all facts. Now, I want to start off with a scripture because y'all always know I always talk about putting the Most High into your success. One real reason why we don't get a lot done in our lives is because we disconnect the spiritual side from our business. But I want you to see this. This is Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. So when the scriptures talk about where there's no vision, the people perish, a lot of us go into the day without a plan. We have no structure. We have nothing organized to help us really understand, okay, what should I be doing here, 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 and here? We're just trying to figure things out as we go. And because we don't have a vision behind our day, it's easy for every day to kind of feel the same. It's easy to feel like you're stuck in the exact same place. How many of y'all feel like that? How many of y'all feel like, man, it's another Sunday. I can't stand Sunday because I got to go to work tomorrow. I can't stand this job. Can't stand this boss. But you're not doing anything to remove yourself from that situation. Shout out to F. Dorsey from Nashville, Tennessee. Peace, peace, brother. Glad to have you on. Thank you so much for the support. Make sure that y'all like, make sure that y'all super chat. Thank y'all so much for joining. Michelle says she's feeling like, she's in a slump because every week it just kind of feels like a cycle. And I want to show y'all how to get out of that cycle. Shout out to DJ Collins. I want to show y'all how to get out of that cycle so you can have the most productive week as possible. Okay. So I want y'all to write this down. In order to have your most productive week, the first thing that you need is your 1, 5, and 10-year plan. In order for you to have your most productive week over the next 7 days, you need to have your next year, 5 years, and 10 years mapped out. I say that because you need to work in reverse. I know we're only talking about the next 7 days and how to be productive, but you can't be productive if you don't know where your life is going. You have to now get in control of your life and start doing things that's for the best of your life long term. This is about you building your legacy. Notice I titled this show, How to Have the Most Productive Week. If you just have a random collection of tasks on your to-do list, just based around things that's going on in your immediate future, that's busy. That's not productive. And one of the things that I want to highlight in today's episode is that there is a very big difference between being busy and being productive. Society wants you to be busy. This system is designed for you to be in a rat race. And the more busy you are, the less time you have to focus on your goals. You see, everybody already has a life planned out for you. Now is the time where you plan out your life for yourself. So today we're going to talk about how to be productive and not busy. Busy is when you're just doing anything. Somebody calls you, you're jumping to it. Somebody tells you one thing and you're just jumping on it without any thought about what is coming at the expense of you being pushed and pulled in so many directions. That's being busy. And most people spend their lives being busy, being busy. That's the reason why most people don't like their jobs. That's the reason why most people are not happy with where they are. But now we're going to shift gears to show you how to build the life that you want. So it starts with your 1, 5, and 10-year roadmap. So let's talk about that first, y'all. You need to know where you want to be in the next 1, 5, and 10 years. You need to know where you want to be. Now, here's the thing. Close your eyes and just imagine your perfect day. What would that look like? What would you be doing with your day? Where would you be located? Who would be the people that would be around you? What kind of health would you have? What foods would you be eating? What kind of car would you be driving? See, these are all questions that you need to ask yourself because you need to build a future life around your dream. If you don't ask yourself these questions, it's never going to happen. College is not designed for you to live your dream life. It is designed for you to work at a job that you may or may not enjoy. Listen, y'all, we're going to get real on this. For the people that's just out here going through the motions, just want to be average, this ain't the show for you. This is for those of y'all that actually want to live life on your terms. Where do you want to be at in the next 5 to 10 years? Now, you want to think about financial goals, spiritual goals, physical goals, family goals. Maybe you're looking to start a family. Maybe you want to live in a better location than where you're living today. You need to start writing down what your perfect life would look like, because for a lot of us, it's too vague. In fact, that's one thing that I wanted to start chiming in right now on the comments. You ain't got to tell your whole life story or write out your every dream on here. You ain't got to be telling all your business. But I want you to just write out one thing about where you want to be within the next 5 to 10 years. And the reason why I'm having you do this is because you need to get very specific with your destination. The reason why a lot of people stay stuck in the exact same place is because they are not clear in their minds on where they want to go. So if you ask the average person, well, where do you want to be at in 5 to 10 years? Oh, well, I want to have my own business. Okay, but your own business doing what? What type of business is it going to be? Is it going to be a very active business where you're trying to build an enterprise? Are you looking to have multiple employees? Are you trying to get out here and have a Fortune 500? Or are you trying to build a lifestyle business, one that will allow you to make passive income, one that would allow you to set your own schedule, have flexibility in your day? What does having your own business look like? If you don't get clear and specific on the life that you want to live, there's no way that it can happen because nobody knows your dream better than you. But now you got to start taking it out of your mind and putting it on paper. Okay. So, first, you got to map out where you want to be at in 10 years. Start there because when you map out where you want to be at in 10 years, then that's when you start working down to 5 years. Your 5 year goals will help take you on track with where you want to be at in 10 years. See, I know that this may be a bit of a challenge because us as a people thrive on instant gratification. When you come from the bottom and you're struggling, it's hard for you to think past the day, much less where you want to be at in 5 to 10 years. But I'm telling you, this is the trap. Society tries to consume you so much within a day that you never give your future enough thought and effort. Every single day, you are working towards your future or working against your future, whether you know it or not. Every single day, whether you have goals or not, whether you write out this roadmap or not, every single day, you're either walking one step closer or one step farther from where you ultimately want to be. So we might as well write it down. Okay, see, this is like you going on a road trip. How many of us have ever went on a road trip before? Have you ever gone out of state to a place that you've never been, just winging it? No GPS, no map, no directions. You just hop in the car and say, hey, wherever this car is going, hopefully we end up getting to where we want to get. You never do that. You never go to the airport and say, oh, well, I'll just get on any plane today. Just wherever the airlines are going, I guess that's where I'll be headed. No, you don't do that when you're traveling. So why do you do that with your own life? Why do you just wake up randomly going throughout the day if you know that there's somewhere specifically that you want to be? Identify where you want to be at in 10 years from now in all areas. And then look back at that and say, okay, in order for me to reach my 10-year goal, where do I need to be at in 5 years from now? It's not going to happen overnight. So you have to pace yourself from now until then. In order for me to be at this 5 year mark, what do I need to accomplish within 1 year's time to get me to the 5? We are doing what is called reverse engineering. You have to reverse engineer your life in order to make sure that you do right by your future self. You have to envision your future self and plan today. Oh, in 10 years from now, I want to be out of debt. Okay, well, what do you need to be? Where do you need to be at in 5 years from now to make sure that that goal is accomplished? Some of y'all, maybe in 10 years, you want to live overseas. 10 years from now, you may want a vacation home. What milestones do you need to be reaching in 5 years to make sure that you get to the 10? And then once you got that 5 down, then that's where you get to the 1. Now, don't lose me, y'all. Stay with me. I'm going to get to the week. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that if you think that you're being productive by having no idea of what your future looks like, and you just want to write down what you want to do today and tomorrow, you're sabotaging yourself. You're setting yourself up for failure. There's no way that you can reach your full potential if you don't know what you want your future to look like and how to work on that moving backwards. So instead of us just being busy and looking for all of these tactics on, oh man, I just got to do this and I got to do this and I got to do that, and I just got to run myself raggedy before we even focus on the task. Let's focus on the strategy. A lot of y'all are good at just doing a task. Our people are very hardworking. But the problem is we work so hard with nothing to show for it. And it's because we don't outline the 1, 5, 10-year roadmap that I'm talking about today. Okay. So if we know where we want to be at in 5 years, we need to identify where we need to be at within 1 year's time. What things do you want for your life over the next 12 months? And then once you got that 12-month down, you need to start asking yourself, what things do I need to accomplish within 1 month's time in order to put me on track for the next 12 months? I'm going to give an example. I have a goal within the next 12 months to buy my next investment property. So I need to have 1 month goals to make sure that I'm saving, to make sure that I'm generating income, to make sure that I'm doing all that I need to do to put me on par with where I need to be at in 12 months. I can't just pop up in 12 months from now and be like, hey, are we here yet? Because if I haven't done what I need to do to get me there, then there's no way that it's going to happen. And then once I have that 1 month goal established, then guess what? That's when I start working on my week. You see, I don't focus on the week, then the 1 year, then the 5 years, and then the 10. I focus on the 10, the 5, the 1, and then I take it down to a month. And then that will tell me how my week should operate. This will guarantee that I'm positioning myself to have my most productive week, because everything that I do is tied to my future self. I'm literally ensuring that everything that I focus on under this structure is aligned with me having a better tomorrow. When I structure my life like this, it guarantees that every day will be better than my last because I'm making progress. Okay. So are y'all following me so far? If you are, make sure that you put a thumbs up. Make sure that you comment. Michelle says, wow, that makes sense. Yes, absolutely. One of the big reasons why a lot of us don't get what we want out of life is because we're too busy thinking for the moment and we don't think enough into the future. Okay. She says, I think I'm pretty clear. I want to be writing my third book while my business as a doula is flourishing. Okay. So there's even checkpoints that you'll want to get down when it comes to doing that. Okay. So if you want a business as a doula, or you want to be able to reach new milestones in the business, what do those goals look like? What task can you be doing this week? Because here's the thing, it all trickles down. Once you have your 1 week goals mapped out, before you set any task on your to-do list, have weekly goals. When you have your weekly goals mapped out, then that's when you can say, okay, well, if this is what I need to accomplish this week, these are my goals. What do I need to be doing today? What do I need to be accomplishing today in order to reach my goals by the end of the week? Okay, these are my goals for today. These are my daily goals. See, this is structure. When I have my daily goals mapped out, then that's when I can identify what things I need to be doing right now to make sure that I reach my daily goals. You see, what I'm giving y'all right now is something that we as a people were never taught. because we have always worked according to somebody else's plan. When you look at the most impactful people in this society, people who have built empires, they've operated off of long-term plans. When you think about the Great Wall of China, for example, that was a long-term plan. They didn't just wake up one day and say, oh, why don't you start putting bricks here? No, that was a part of somebody's long-term plan. They had a vision for what they wanted their country and their legacy to look like for the future. And the reason why a lot of us aren't where we want to be is because we don't spend enough time planning. Your problem is not working. Your problem is a lack of planning. When you don't spend enough time planning, you don't even know what things you ought to be working on. Okay. So DJ Collins says, everything I do is tied to my future self. Wow. Absolutely. Do y'all think that I would just randomly up and do a show if it wasn't tied to my 5 to 10 year goals? Do you think that I would just randomly, be building a business if it wasn't tied to a long-term goal of having generational wealth to pass down to my kids? These are all things that you got to think about. You have to think about, okay, well, you know what? Who do I want to be ultimately? Okay, you know what? I want to be a philanthropist. I want to be able to give back. Well, how can I give back? I will give back with my business knowledge. I will give back with my money. I will give back spiritually. And I will start setting up things as a part of a long-term plan to make sure that the mission is accomplished. So again, I want y'all commenting and I want y'all asking questions because I want to help you specifically when it comes to having a productive week. Okay. So the first thing, again, just to recap this, is to have a 1 to 5 to 10 year roadmap before you even plan your week out. Where there's no vision, of people perish. If you don't know what your future looks like, there's no way you can properly plan for today. Now, once you have that mapped out, now you can begin to plan your week. So let's talk about that. Okay, so you got your roadmap going. You know exactly what you need to be doing this week to tie you into this month, to tie you into this year, to tie you into the next 5 years and beyond. So now that we're down to this week, try to set up daily themes. How many of y'all maybe have different things that you have going on and you're trying to juggle it all at the same time? Like maybe you work at a 9 to 5 job, but you want to be a business owner. Maybe you are a business owner and you want to spend time with your family. In order for you to get all that you need done within a week, you need to start dividing your weekly plans into daily themes. That will make sure that each priority that you have in your life gets its proper attention. So let me give you an example. Sundays should be your maintenance day. This should be a day of planning and recovery. If you don't get Sunday right, you're going to mess up your entire week. I'm telling y'all now, if y'all want to know the reason why you'll always feel behind and things start to feel like a struggle, is because you did not make the right investment into your Sunday maintenance. You want to make sure on Sunday you're not ripping and running too hard. You need to be saving your energy from Monday through Friday. As you recharge on Sunday, you really need to unplug from the day-to-day hustle and bustle, and you need to take the time to sit down and plan. Sundays are my quietest day of the week because this is the day where I begin to think on my weekly goals and how I need to position myself for success before the week even begins. A lot of y'all, you really block out what you want to do professionally until Monday. And by the time Monday comes around, you're already behind. So, the best way that you can position yourself for long term success is when you make Sunday a day of maintenance. So, on Sunday, this is what it would look like. Okay, maybe I'm getting more rest than usual. If I don't usually take a nap, on Sunday I'll take a nap. I'll make sure that I have Monday already planned out. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that in a second because you need to plan tomorrow today. I need to make sure that whatever is in front of me, like my calendar for the week, I need to make sure that I got all of that already mapped out. So that way, by the time the week starts, I'm just in execution mode. The planning, for the most part, is already done. I'm just gearing myself up for a day of energy. So let's go to Michelle's example, right? Michelle talks about writing her third book. If she has other things going on in her day or week outside of writing, then she may want to have a themed day strictly for writing. If you want to write your own book and you work at a job, you have kids, you have other responsibilities, then you need to make sure that you have one specific day that helps you focus your energy on that one thing. So that way you don't find yourself never having time to fully reach your goal. A lot of y'all are working at jobs right now talking about how you want to be business owners, but you feel like there's never any time for you to set aside to work towards that goal. By you having this kind of structure with themed days, it will make sure that you're able to successfully juggle multiple priorities within a week. So when I was working at a 9 to 5 job, I would use themed days to outline specifically what days I would focus on my business and what days I would focus on getting ahead at my job. I would not treat my 9 to 5 job as, oh, okay, every day I got to give maximum focus to the job while I'm there. I would have very specific days in the week where I would go all in on the job at that time. So that way, the work that I did in advance could carry me over to be able to have personal days to work for my business while I was at work. These are all things that you need to master. All right. Now, I want you to see this. This comes from DJ Collins. He says, society tells us to live for the weekend. Y'all know the reason why society tells y'all to live for the weekend? So that way you can stay stuck in the rat race. Let me tell y'all something. The wealthiest people in the world don't have many differences from one day to the next. They don't understand the same concept of, oh, Monday sucks because it's the start of the work week. Oh, Friday, thank God it's Friday. It's like our lives are so messed up in the rat race. We only look forward to 1 or 2 days out of a 7-day week, while the other 5 days are miserable. Like, we're not happy, we're not excited about it. But the people who have actually structured their lives in the way that I'm telling you, they don't care if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, because they've structured their life to do the things that they want to do with their time. So that way, every day feels like a dream. I need y'all to follow what I'm saying right now, my people. You need to structure, okay, if you're in TGIF mode, there's a problem. Because what was it about your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday that made Friday so appealing? Why is it that your Monday or Tuesday does not feel as enjoyable as a Friday or Saturday. That's the key to living. That's the key to making sure that you get happiness and fulfillment out of your life rather than just following through society's rat race. Okay, for those of y'all that even know the least bit of math, why would you trade 5 for 2? You're trading 5 days doing something that you don't want to do, being around people that you don't want to be around, just so that way you can have 2 days of enjoyment. You're making money just so that way you can enjoy 2 days. Meanwhile, you're squandering the other 5 days, then hoping you could get a 2-week vacation out of a 52-week year. Come on, y'all. You have to see the trap. And I'm trying to put y'all on game about how to structure your days, because the long-term effect of you having this type of structure within your day means that you will ultimately be able to control your time from week to week, 7 days a week, not just a couple days, not just the weekend. By you structuring your day to say, hey, I'm focusing on my next 5 to 10 years. So that way I don't have to go to a job that I don't want to work at, being on somebody else's schedule. By you putting yourself in this type of structure and management now, in 5 years from now, you could be exactly where you want to be, where Tuesday feels like Saturday. But you have to stay committed to the process, okay? Rodney Lawrence says, personal development and growth has to be planned and scheduled, not squeezed in. Absolutely. It may seem boring, but it's necessary. And y'all know the thing that's so crazy? You having a sense of structure in your day might seem boring, but it's the most liberating thing that you can possibly do. Because by you having a sense of structure for your day, you are actually controlling how you want to live your life. Think about what I just said. When you are structuring your day, you are living out life the way that you want to live it. The people who have the least amount of structure are the ones who are controlled by other people the most. Think about it. A lot of us come from certain backgrounds. Think about how you had that uncle that was in jail. How much control does he have over his schedule? Very little. You know who's controlling his schedule? The warden. Telling you, wake up here, lights out here, eat here, go work here. That's a system to keep you at the bottom. When you structure your life according to a schedule, that's the most liberating thing that you can do, because you can always dictate what your day is going to look like. So every day, whether you're working or whether you're playing, it's according to you. It's according to your own terms. And like I just said before, you're taking the effort now so you can live the life that you really want later. A lot of us, we try to, blow the day so that way we end up suffering tomorrow. Don't do that. Look at what DJ Collins says. I rather have good habits and positive words catch up to me in the long run rather than bad habits and drama and all that ages you. I mean, absolutely. Absolutely, man. When you can set up your own days, that gives you better moods, better energy, better outcomes. When somebody else is structuring your day, you don't have energy because you're too upset that your life is getting run by somebody else. So these are things that we have to have in place. Where are the super chats, y'all? For those that are just joining, make sure that you smash the like button. Let's make sure that we keep these likes up. We are yet to have one super chat. Make sure that you super chat so that way we can keep the show going. This is what keeps the show alive and well. All right. Make sure that you look at that dollar icon under the live chat so that way we could keep this show flowing. All right. So we talked about having that 5 to 10 year roadmap. We talked about mapping out your week. Okay. We talked about the importance of having theme days. Sunday, maintenance day. Maybe Monday is your work day. You're focused on your work. But Tuesday, if you're trying to start your own business, okay, Tuesday is the day where the business takes my full focus. I'm just taking care of getting all these errands and other random tasks out the way on Monday. So that way, maybe by Tuesday, I can kill it. You really need to divide your days up and say, okay, this day is going to be this day. I mean, even for people that observe the Sabbath day, look at how that was set up. The seventh day, the day of rest. That day has a theme. So you need to follow the format. You need to follow that godly example. If God would theme a day like that, why wouldn't you? It's something that he's telling you about how society operates. So have your theme days. And you need to make sure that you set your days around your goals for the week. And then last but not least, you need to plan tomorrow today. Okay. So before tomorrow comes, you need to make sure that you have your schedule already mapped out. Before tomorrow comes, y'all, before Monday begins, the best way for you to have a productive week is to already have Monday planned out on paper. And then you just go and do it. You just go and execute. Okay, you see the exact same way that I do this when it comes to my schedule. That's the exact same way that you should do it with your money. If you are trying to get out of debt, one of the most important things that you need to have is a zero-based budget. A zero-based budget is where before the month begins, you've already allocated for every dollar of where that money is going to go before things even take place. So, what I'm saying is, when it comes to the month of September, come August 31st, which is this Tuesday, you need to already have your budget planned out. Why wait until you get into the month and then things randomly start popping up and then your money is randomly going all over the place? A lot of times we'll get paid and we don't even realize how much money we're spending on food, how much money we're spending on clothes, how much money we're spending on all these other frivolous things. We don't understand it because we're not watching it. We're not tracking it. It's all in here. But when you're planning and structuring your day and your life, it's not supposed to all be in your head because it's easy to forget. It's easy to underestimate how much you're really spending. So, likewise, when it comes to your days, before Monday even begins, y'all could be doing this right now. Plan out your tasks for tomorrow. Make sure that you already have your schedule and your to-do list planned out. That way, as soon as you wake up tomorrow, Lord willing, you just hit it. You just get right to business. If tomorrow comes and you don't even know exactly what you're going to do, I'm saying in order, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. If you don't have a full rundown on what your day is going to look like and the tasks that you're going to knock off, you're already behind. You're already playing catch up. And again, this is the thing. Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. Some people use it differently. And you got to start thinking about, yo, what's the compound effect of me just pissing off a day? What's the compound effect of me not taking 1 week seriously? 1 week turns into 2 weeks. 2 weeks turns into a month. A month turns into a year. A year turns into 2 years. And before you know it, you're looking back at your life and you're like, man, what was I doing with my life? What was I doing with my time? Why is it that I'm still stuck in the exact same position now as where I was 2 years ago? Why is it that I'm not leveling up in terms of my career and my finances and my health and my relationships? The reason why is because you are not doing this planning that I'm talking about. Behind every day, you need to plan tomorrow today. The people that are really going after it, one of the primary advantages that they have, the people who are really out here getting it, they already have tomorrow planned out. while you're trying to figure out tomorrow once tomorrow comes. Don't be behind like that, y'all. Plan tomorrow today. Let me look at these comments real quick. Rodney Lawrence says, for those who struggle with planning, please take notes. Absolutely. Hey, I'm giving it out there. You could lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So these are all things that we need to keep in mind. And I'm going to open up the floor for those of y'all who want to cam up and ask questions, or even just give your thoughts on the subject. Feel free to go ahead and click this link. It's in the comments section. I want to be able to get you on so that way I can start answering some of the questions that y'all have about productivity. The reason why I did this show tonight is because I'm trying to set y'all up for a killer week. I'm trying to get to you before the Monday night show comes because by the time Monday night comes around, the week is already in full swing. A lot of us, we don't really start working until the middle of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then wonder the reason why we ain't getting that far. Plan tomorrow today. So here's the thing. When we talk about planning, you need to plan around either one major thing or 5 to 10 mid-level things. You cannot get everything done in a day. So let's clarify this. Productivity is not doing everything. Productivity is about doing the right thing. That's the shift that we need to make between being productive versus being busy. See, when we're busy, we're trying to get a million things done. We're trying to make all these calls. We're trying to run all these errands. We're trying to send off emails. We're trying to knock out all of these random tasks. But have you ever worked yourself into the ground and you ask yourself at the end of the day, man, what did I really accomplish? What did I really do? I know I was running hard, but it feels like I was on a treadmill. A lot of us go through life on a treadmill existence, where you're sweating and you're ripping and running, but you're not going anywhere. I'm telling y'all, this is how society is designed. So many people in this world are hardworking people. Think about your grandparents. Think about your parents. I'm sure you know or come from some background where you saw hardworking people, people that maybe had 2 or 3 jobs. But the thing about it was they were busy and not productive. The large majority of people, they're just living through the script of what society has told them to do. Go to school, make good grades, go to college, get a job, come home, watch TV, go to sleep, wake up, do it all over again. If you follow after that formula, you are not going to be fulfilled. There's a lot of y'all that have big dreams and big goals in your life, and it's not going to come to pass unless you structure your day to make it happen. So if you want to start up a business, don't put a million things on your to-do list. Maybe the only one thing that you'll be able to do is focus on the business. Because as I told y'all before, doing a billion things, that's a sign of average. You don't see world-class athletes doing anything else outside of practicing their craft. You don't see, okay, the Olympics just happened, right? You don't see these Olympic swimmers breaking records by, writing books, by chatting all day with people on social media. No, you see them in that pool all day. That's their one thing. When you look at some of the best movie stars, why do you think that you don't see guys like Leonardo DiCaprio on social media doing a billion different things? You mainly just see him in the movies. Because when you're doing things at a certain level, in order to even reach that level, you couldn't dedicate your time to anything else but that one thing. So when you structure your days, if you're going for something at a very high level, you need to be comfortable with the fact that you may have to sacrifice a lot of good to get to great. Or it may be a day, depending upon your daily theme, where you knock out 5 to 10 mid-level things. So I'll give an example. In my life, there are days where I will focus on things strictly for the church. I'll have days set aside where I'm knocking out things strictly for the church, nothing else gets in the way because it takes a lot of work. And then I will have days strictly where I'm focusing on managing and maintenance for the church, but now I'm creating and building things for the business. Maybe there are certain days on my schedule where instead of focusing on business related activities, I'm taking care of bills. I'm taking care of following up on phone calls. I'm taking care of sending things in the mail, all the little errands that needs to get done. Maybe I'm working with my assistant on certain things. If you don't structure your days, life is just going to have you in a hamster wheel. You're just going to keep running and running and running, and you're not going to go anywhere because you're never carving out the time to do the things that you need. Okay. So I want us to understand when we're setting up our to-do list, and I'm gonna look at these comments real quick. Michelle Blanc asked, are we mapping out our day starting at work or the whole entire day? The whole entire day. You know, when I'm mapping out my day, okay, so there's a schedule, which is from start to finish, and then there's a to-do list and a morning checklist that I have for my day as well. So here's what I mean. Okay, I may wake up, let's just pretend I wake up at 6:30 a.m. I wake up at 6:30 a.m. and I'll have my schedule go all the way from 6:30 a.m. to maybe 11:30 p.m. at night. That's my schedule, and I'll have different things in between that. Now, I may have a morning checklist that says, okay, wake up, pray, read, work out, check your budget. You know, there's a series of rituals that I'm going to complete before my workday gets started. No different than how before a pilot uh takes off on an airplane, they're going through a checklist of all of the things that's needed to make sure that that plane can fly successfully. A lot of times we just wake up and we just hit the ground running without thinking about, hey, what are the things that I need to do before I get into the thick of my workday? So I'll have my schedule. I have a checklist of things that I just do every morning to help keep my day on track when it comes to my health, my finances, my spiritual life. And then once I get done with that morning checklist, then I have the rest of the day to focus on my work schedule. Okay. So let me talk a little bit about this to do list that you'll want to have in place. You want to make sure that you have a structure for your to do list. The structure on your to do list should be like this, and I'll make it very basic. This must get done today. That's A. Okay. These are the things that is urgent, it's important, and you cannot stop working for that day until you've got this done. Okay. See, a lot of times when we go to school or when we go to our jobs, we always go through it with the mindset of, hey, as soon as the time, reaches 5 o'clock, then that's the time to stop working. My work will be here for me tomorrow. And that's what keeps you in the same rat race. When you structure your day on this must get done today, you are basing your day around results and not time. I want to say that again. When you put this structure in your life, rather than the structure that's been given to you, society says, hey, go to work. However much work that you do it. From the time that you get to the job to the time that you punch out, just see how the day goes. Part of the reason why so many people are stuck in their positions is because they're operating according to a system that is not based around results. It's based around time. Be here for 8 hours. Doesn't even matter how productive you're being in those 8 hours. Just be here for 8 hours, do a little bit here, do a little bit there. Here comes the check. When you're building a life of maximum productivity, it has nothing to do with time, but rather results. So when I create a structure for my day, I have to be very clear on, hey, regardless of what time I start working or what time I stop working, because nobody sets my schedule. I don't have no boss that I'm going to. I'm the one that dictates what my day is going to look like. Before this day is over, though, this must get done. And you know what? Some days I'm able to kick it. And some days I'm having to put in that work. I'm having to burn the midnight oil from time to time. That's just what goes along with being your own boss. You know, if you want to be able to have the flexibility of setting your own hours, living on your own terms, you need to be very clear about A, this must get done today. B, this could get done today, but if it comes down to it, it can wait until tomorrow. Put this on your to-do list. Now, one easy application that you can use to structure this out is Evernote. This is a free application. And the thing that I like about Evernote is not only can you have it on your laptop or your tablet, it also syncs up to your phone. So no matter where you go, your exact same to-do list is in front of you. For a lot of y'all, that'll be a game changer right there. Some of y'all still, in the Stone Age, you got all of your stuff written out on paper or a post-it note. So if you're not right at your desk, right at that very moment, you've lost track of what it is of what you need to do and when. Just by having an application set up like Evernote, you make sure that everything that you're putting in on your computer, it will download to your phone automatically. You don't even have to do anything. So, you might be at the work desk 1 minute, but then you might go home and say, well, hey, how could I do one thing maybe to get in front of something else to be able to make an easier week for me? You just check your phone and there you go. Okay. But you need to have a structure. This must get done today. This would be nice to do, but it can wait until tomorrow. Or C, this would be something nice and optional to do in the future. Now, why do I suggest this structure for y'all? Okay. The reason why I suggest this structure for y'all is because it's very easy for you to have a thought about something and you just jump into doing that thing without giving much attention to, is this the thing that I should be doing right now? How many of y'all can relate? How many of y'all, you typically don't write things down on paper? And as soon as it comes to mind, whatever it is that comes to mind, that's what you go off and do. But who's to say that what came to mind is the most important thing for you to do? This is the thing that's going to give you the biggest return on the investment of your time and your energy. You can't do it all. So, how do we decide what things should get done right now with the energy that we do have? Again, this goes back to strategy. You don't just work for work's sake. You do things that gives you the best results long term. This is how you have the most productive week. I'm telling you, this sets you apart from a lot of people, because while most people are just, Oh man, you know what? I remembered I had to go and do this. Let me go and do this right now. Somebody else is saying, okay, hey, I remembered that I got to do this. Let me put it into my to-do list system before I just jump into anything. Meanwhile, I'm putting start a business on the back burner. Meanwhile, I'm putting write the next book on the back burner. The reason why this system matters is because a lot of times we procrastinate on the most important things. The things that would really help us get to the next level in our lives are the same things that we put off into the last minute because we know that that's the real work that's hard to do. Okay. So as we close this out, I want to give y'all 5 things to keep in mind. And again, uh cam up if y'all got specific questions or you want to kind of talk through your day a little bit more, if there's something that you want to add in, please super chat. Still waiting on those super chats to get going to make sure that we can keep the shows rocking and rolling. Like I said, I typically do the shows from Monday through Friday, as y'all know, but I'm adding today in as an extra day. So, depending upon how today goes, this will really help set the tone for our weekly schedule when it comes to these shows. All right. If you're just joining, make sure that you smash that like button and share this with a friend. Okay. So, these are 5 productivity tips that will really help you go a long way. Number one, go to bed and wake up at the exact same time. If you go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, that's putting your body on a routine that it can get accustomed to. A lot of times when we wake up and go to sleep at random times, your body always feels out of sync. That's the reason why you may wake up feeling sluggish. That's the reason why you may not always be feeling in the best of moods because you're throwing your hormones out of whack whenever you're waking up and going to sleep at different times. Our body uh, requires a routine. I mean, think about it. Think about children. Children need to have a routine in order to be functional. My dog loves to have a routine. It loves to know a set time to wake up, set time to go to sleep. And if I'll know if I'm not following my routine with my dog, because he'll start barking at me. He'll start saying, "Hey, I'm supposed to be eating right now. Why are you not feeding me? Hey, why you still got me outside? I'm supposed to be going to sleep." We all thrive off of routines. And so by you going to bed and waking up at the same time, that will actually help to ensure that when you wake up, you have a lot of energy. Number two, as much as you possibly can, wake up 3 to 4 hours before you go to work. I'm going to say that again. Before you go to work, try to be awake 3 to 4 hours before the start of your shift. One reason why so many people get stuck in the rat race is because they only get up right before it's time to go to work. So if you wake up right before it's time to go to work, well, you don't have anything to do for yourself except get dressed to go to somebody else's job. But if you're trying to be a business owner or you're trying to create passive streams of income, you have to give yourself a window of time to focus on you before you go and help anyone else. You have to give yourself enough energy and enough space to do the things that are best for you. I'm telling y'all, I'm giving y'all the game on how I retired from corporate America at 26. I retired from corporate America at 26 because during those years that I was working in corporate America, I would wake up 4 hours before I had my job. So let's say work started at 9 o'clock, I would be up at 5 a.m. I would be working on building my business for at least 2 to 3 hours before I went to work. And the compound effect of me doing that over time gave me a business to transition into. The reason why this is necessary for so many of us is because if you don't do this, you wake up, you go to work, you come home from your commute, and then you're tired and you don't feel like doing anything for your business. You might not even be in position to do something for your business by that time, because you might have kids, you got family obligations, you got things going on with, maybe a nonprofit that you're involved in. So you really have to beat everybody else from being awake and make sure that during those hours of silence, you're locked in and you're focused on you. And I'm telling y'all, I know that y'all hear this and go, oh man, this sounds so bad. Oh man, this is so boring. But I was willing to do this boring schedule that y'all talk about. So that way I would wake up every single day when I want to wake up. By me following this structure over just a few years, it stopped me from having to spend the next 20, 30, 40 years of my adult life waking up at a time I didn't want to wake up to so I could work at a job that I did not want to be at. You got to make the best decisions in the short term to make sure that you have your long-term success. Let me check these comments. Rodney Lawrence says planning can be foreign if you've been part of a planning process. Start from basic and advance yourself over time. Absolutely. And that's the reason why I really recommend that you start on this kind of 3-step process that I've been talking about when you do your to-do list. This must get done today. It could wait till tomorrow. This would be nice to do in the future, because that will just get you started on the road to your success. But go to bed and wake up at the same time. Wake up 3 to 4 hours before work. Do hard things first. Do hard things first. A lot of us, just like when we was in college, we would wait until the very last minute to start working on the paper, even though you had maybe 2 or 3 months to be able to work on this paper. We got to get out of that mindset as adults. Your willpower is the strongest in the morning. That's the reason why at night people tend to make the worst decisions. They tend to eat the worst, drink the worst, get caught up in all type of foolishness at night, because the willpower that we had to kind of make better decisions, it's already been tapped out earlier in the day. So do not give your willpower to pointless things, random phone calls. Oh, well, what am I going to wear today? Why do y'all think that Steve Jobs would wear the same shirt every day to work? Because he did not want to dedicate his willpower to thinking about something that was trivial. Now, am I telling y'all got to do the exact same thing? No. Do you? But what I am saying is that you need to be a lot more conscious of what you are doing and when. I take the most important things and put that at the front of my day. The most important projects, the biggest things that could get me the greatest results. That's what I'm focused on at the top of the morning before anything else has zapped my energy. And when it comes to the things that are not as hard to do, I'll do that later at night, because I know, okay, you know what? If there's a bill or if there's some little errand, I don't need a world of willpower in order to do it. You need to structure your tasks according to your energy. Okay. So make sure that you do hard things first. If you saw my show last week, I was telling you all about having 90-minute productivity jams, where instead of just looking at the screen all day because you'll zone out, work for 90 minutes, take a break. Work for 90 minutes, take a break. This off and on will keep you alert. It will keep your mind focused on what needs to get done, rather than you kind of checking out mentally and not really putting the energy that you need into the task at hand. Okay. Always remember to eliminate automate, and delegate your task. And finally, somebody has donated to the show. Thank you so much. Let's all celebrate this, brother. Thank you so much, man. Ooh, y'all been a tough crowd tonight, boy. I've been giving y'all all this game, and there wasn't one super chat that came through. Thank you so much, brother, for the $10 super sticker. Really, really, really appreciate it. Y'all, this goes a really long way. This, especially on the weekend. I'm telling y'all now. Y'all ain't always about to catch me on these weekend shows, man. If we're gonna have a crowd this tough, please, if you like the value and you want to see the show keep going, please, y'all, give a super chat. Okay, this helps me to make sure that I can continue to invest in this show on top of all of the other things that I do. A lot of y'all are already aware that I'm a real estate investor. I'm a best-selling author. I have a business to run outside of this, as well as leading a church. So I'm really looking for your support to let me know, hey, do we want to keep this show going? Do I need to be focusing my time in other areas? So any support that y'all can give is much appreciated. For those of y'all that are wondering how to be able to give a super chat because you don't know how to do it, then click that dollar icon that is below the live chat window. The reason why I do these shows is because I don't want to just do all this by myself. I'm trying to pour back into my community. You know, when I was growing up in South Central LA, I always felt like, man, all the brothers that make it, they never come back and show the rest of us how to do it. So we just watch them on TV, but we don't realize how to be able to do it ourselves. This is a window of time in my day, y'all, where I'm sincerely trying to give back to the community. And so thank y'all so much for your support. Thank you, my brother Rodney Lawrence. It really means a lot, black man. Thank you. You said, I appreciate positive black male media with substance. Education-based information is far better than entertainment. And to be honest with you, I'm looking into investing in ways that we can make the show more valuable, more education, and more edutainment, if you will. You know what I mean? I want to be able to start having sound effects going on the show. You know, I want to start adding in more features of more things, still keeping the focus on making sure that you get what you need to get to the next level. I'm not talking about watering the show down at all, but I'm talking about being able to invest in the resources that I need to take the show to the next level. I want to continuously make progress on this show. So thank y'all so much for the super chat donations. Please keep them going. For those of y'all that don't know how to use super chat, but you have Cash App, make sure that you send a Cash App to $Blackman's Career, all one word. The link for the Cash App is in the description below, and you can also find it on the screen. You have the information for Cash App as well as PayPal on the screen. But thank y'all so much for all of y'all's donations. It is much, much needed. Okay, so like I was saying, y'all, those are the tips. Remember, eliminate, automate, delegate. I think the sooner that we can come to the realization that you can't do everything all in a day, the more wisely we'll go about managing our lives. Okay. And like our brother Rodney stated, this is really my way of being able to give back to our community because our lives are the result of how we manage our days. You know, your life ultimately comes down to the decisions that you make. It's not about how you start, it's about where you finish. And I've never seen someone wealthy that did not know how to manage their time. So if we want to create generational wealth, if we want to uplift the culture, then these are fundamentals that we must have. F. Dorsey, who also gave that $10 super sticker, says, You gave excellent advice with your opening monologue that got me thinking like crazy. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just open up the floor for questions. Y'all saw I put the cam up link. I know some of y'all don't be wanting to get on camera like that. So as much as I want y'all to please cam up, and if you are willing to cam up, please do. Please do. Just, all of these things support. It's not even just about the super chat only. If you're smashing a like button, that's support. If you're sharing it with a friend, it's support. If you're camming up, it's support. If you're leaving a comment, it's support. I'm here for y'all. So let me know what questions you have about how you can be more productive so that way I could be of more value to you. The phone lines are open. The comment section is open. Let me know some of the challenges that you're having with your productivity. Let me know any questions that you have. I think that Michelle asked a very good question earlier when she asked about are we mapping out our day starting at work or the whole entire day? I thought that was an excellent question. Why don't we keep the questions like that flowing? Now, just in case you're just joining and you didn't see my answer to that question, I stated that you need to plan out your entire day before the day begins. Before Monday starts, you need to already have Monday planned out. So before you go to bed tonight, you need to have your entire day planned. This is how you get ahead. If you want to start building habits for maximum success, start planning tomorrow today, y'all. I'm telling y'all, this is what the winners is doing. You don't want to know the secrets, you don't want to know the hacks. This is it. So if y'all got any questions, let me know. So while I'm waiting on questions, as always, I will let y'all know that you have the opportunity through this show to get 2 free stocks. Shout out to Webull. Webull is one of the fastest growing financial trading companies that allows you to not only invest in stocks and ETFs, but you can also invest in cryptocurrency on their platform. Webull has decided to allow all of the viewers who watch Black Men's Career to have access to 2 free stocks to get started. So again, if you want to create generational wealth, sign up. If you want to know what's something that I can do wisely with my time, one great thing that you can do with your time is learn how to become an investor. So I'm going to put up the link. This is where you can get your 2 free stocks through Webull. All right. Check that out. I'm putting the link up there so you can see it on the screen, but tap the comment section because whenever you see it in the comment section, it'll just allow you to be able to dial in. All right. Okay. So if y'all enjoyed everything that I went over tonight, did y'all get some value from tonight? Did y'all like the fact that we set up a Sunday show to prepare you for Monday to come? Okay. If you enjoyed the things that I went over tonight, and you want to be able to get a crash course on this, I would highly recommend that you check out my maximum productivity masterclass. Okay. I've built an entire masterclass around my time management system that shows you how I paid off over $95,000 in debt, retired from corporate America, became a best-selling author, as well as a real estate investor, all in my 20s. I was very blessed to be able to accomplish these things in a relatively short amount of time. So that way, life could be a little bit more enjoyable for me now in my 30s. And if you want to know how to get big things done in a short amount of time, then I would highly recommend that you check out the Maximum Productivity Masterclass. All right. So I'm going to put that on the screen for y'all in just a second. That really goes into a deep dive on a lot of things that I talked about today, but it has different lessons, different modules, and bonuses to make sure that you can walk through it step by step. I know I threw a lot at y'all today, but if you want to be able to get all of my productivity system, then make sure that you check that out. The link is in the comments. All right. So On the next show, we're going to talk about buying back the block, y'all. I told y'all in last week's show that I wanted to dedicate an entire segment to investing in Black-owned businesses. And in tomorrow's episode, that's what we're going to focus on. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you how you can position yourself as an investor to invest in successful Black-owned businesses that will help you create generational wealth for you and your family. I will outline a formula on how we can continue to circulate dollars within our community. So make sure that you tune in. I'm going to talk about the types of businesses that you really want to support. I'm going to talk about what it's like to be an angel investor. So if this is something that you really want to do, which you should, then make sure that you tune in, because a lot of y'all should know the average millionaire has 7 different streams of income. A lot of y'all should already know that if you are really trying to build wealth, you have to have more than just one stream of income, because guess what? If that one stream ever goes away, then what are you going to do for you and your family? So I know that a lot of us right now, our primary source of income is through our jobs. I want us to talk about how we can develop a system where we can invest in various businesses. So that way that can become an additional income stream, possibly. Or even if you're not looking to do it as an investor, but you just want to be able to do something to contribute to the culture, we're going to talk about all of that and more tomorrow night. All right. So we're going to keep the same show format Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Okay. I'm still seeing how things are going on Sundays. So make sure that y'all tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. And if you have somebody that you know who has a business that they would like me to promote on the show, then please have them reach out before the show tomorrow. Have them send me an email, and perhaps we could think about ways to invest in their business personally on the spot. Have them send me an email, Uzziah at Black Men's Career. Give me the website. Give me the details on what your business is about. Let me know how we can get in contact with you. And then I will promote your business for you all for free on this show. All right. Now, if y'all got other ideas on things that y'all want to be discussed on these shows, I just come up with a show format. We've talked about real estate. We've talked about productivity. We've talked about Black men and the mindset that we need to have. If there are certain specific topics that you want me to talk about, then please feel free to send me an email at Uzziah at blackmenscareer.com. And once you do that, I will definitely consider it and start to build a show from there. All right. So hopefully y'all got a lot of value out of tonight's talk. I know y'all are getting ready for the week to come, so I won't hold y'all for too late. Thank y'all for everybody that joined. Make sure that you give a super chat. Make sure that you like and smash that like button for me. Make sure that you share this with a friend. I know a lot of y'all got friends out there that are trying to do amazing things with their lives, but they don't know how. So please make sure that you share this video with them. And I'll see y'all on tomorrow's episode. Keep pushing.